So welcome again everyone. Obeisances to my Gurudev. Gena Tamarandasha Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So my friend Jaidev Das has kindly requested me to do a series of talks on Siksastakam. I did the first verse, the instructions of Lord Chaitanya Siksastakam, and he's encouraging me to do talks and reading of each of the 8 verses. So I'll do today the second verse. So I'll first read the beautiful Sanskrit. Nam namakari bahuda nijasara shaktis tatrapita niyamataha smarane nakalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi tradevam idrisham ihajani anuragaha. So once again I'll be reading the beautiful translation of the verses from Srila Maharaj. O my Lord, your holy name bestows auspiciousness upon all, and you have unlimited names such as Krishna and Govinda, by which you reveal yourself. In your many holy names you have kindly invested all your transcendental potency, and in chanting these names there are no strict rules concerning time or place. Out of your causeless mercy you have descended in the form of divine sound, but my great misfortune is that I have no love for your holy name. So the first part of the verse, Lord Chaitanya is saying that these holy names, Krishna, Govinda, so many holy names, they bestow auspiciousness. Just like in the morning prayers, we say, upon remembering the holy name of Krishna, a reservoir of all auspiciousness is produced. So this is the great power of the holy names, that they bring all good fortune, all good things upon everyone. Just like the sun that shines, as long as we stay in the sunshine, we will receive the heat and warmth. The sun doesn't discriminate. So in the same way, the holy name is for everyone, and it gives all good fortune by hearing and chanting these holy names. And Lord Chaitanya goes on to say that Krishna has unlimited names, like Krishna, Govinda, Nrsimha, Ramachandra, so many Gauranga, so many holy names. And it is through the holy names that the Lord reveals himself. So how do we come to know Krishna? Of course we can't love Krishna until we know him. How can you love someone if you don't know them? So how do we get to know Krishna, the Supreme Divine Person, the transcendental cowherd boy of Vrindavan, the beloved of the gopis? How do we get to know him? So Lord Chaitanya is saying that we get to know him, he reveals himself by his name. So that is interesting that Krishna reveals himself. We cannot simply go and find Krishna, knock on his door. No, he reserves the right to reveal himself to those sincere seekers of truth, as it says in Bhagavad Gita. He will reveal himself. So he's a person, he has his own life, and he gives himself to the degree that we give ourselves to him. So we cannot force the process. If he chooses to, then he reveals himself. Just like that nice verse in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. The absolute truth is revealed to one whose heart is pure. The absolute truth can be perceived directly by a heart that has been transformed and melted by the ecstasy of unalloyed devotional love. After such transformation occurs, the supreme truth, the supreme divine person may be seen face to face, and one may enter into the divine and everlasting spiritual realm. That's the verse. So it is up to Krishna. Even just like Prabhupada says, we can chant Hare Krishna forever, but it's not a mechanical process. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm chanting Hare Krishna, therefore I will develop love of Krishna and see Krishna face to face. No, it's not mechanical. If Krishna so desires, if Guru so desires, then we will be given this jewel, just like in that lovely song of Srinivasan Das Thakur. He says, Golokera Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. That Golokera Premadan, the treasure of divine love, has descended from Goloka in the form of the congregational chanting of the holy name. So this Premadan, Dan means treasure and Prem means divine love. So it's described that this divine love is a great treasure. In Sri Navadip Ashtakam by Srila Rupa Goswami, he also describes it as a very rare jewel. This divine love, love of Krishna, Krishna Prem, is a very rare jewel. Not an easy thing, not a common thing. Something to be valued, extremely valuable, not like any material jewel, but something infinitely more valuable. This is love of Krishna. So then Lord Chaitanya says that the holy names of Krishna are invested with all his transcendental potency, all his power, all his love, all his kindness. The holy name is not different from Krishna himself, and it's even understood that it's more merciful than Krishna. How can that be? But yes, this is the mystery, that even the name itself, although it's Krishna himself, is more merciful than Krishna himself. Then he says there's no hard and fast rules for chanting these names. They should be chanted Kirtaniya Sadahari all the time. So in this way we can take advantage of the benefits of chanting all the time. And then Chaitanya goes on to say that Krishna has descended out of his causeless mercy in the form of divine sound. Just like my Guru gave that example that conditioned souls, fallen souls in this material world, each one of us is encaged within a material body. We are trapped within a material body. The soul is inside like a prison, he says. This body is like a prison. So each one of us is really in solitary confinement. Nobody else is no other soul is inside the prison with me in my body. Only my soul is in my body. Therefore I'm in solitary confinement, it's a fact. Lifetime after lifetime. But Krishna, Guruji goes on to explain that Krishna, in the form of his holy name, has, out of his causeless mercy, agreed to come inside the prison with me, to come inside the prison and be with me. That means that we can experience that we are not alone. If we go on chanting the holy name, and then we begin to feel the presence of Krishna inside our little prison cell, the material body, we begin to feel the presence of Krishna. And he is described as the most intimate, dearmost friend. So who can be unhappy with such being in the company of such a friend? And we can experience that as we go on chanting his holy names. So loneliness is a big problem in the world. so many lonely souls, sad souls, feeling no love in their life, and they try to find love in so many relationships of this world, husband and wife and children and family, but still the loneliness, the sadness is there, because these relationships, even the best of them, cannot be perfect. No one is more of an intimate friend than Krishna. So this is our hope, is that we can find that loving relationship that we all seek in Krishna, and specifically in his name, that we will feel more and more the presence of Krishna in his name. And that depends on the degree of surrender of one's heart. If we chant superficially, without much feeling, then no, we won't feel so much the presence of Krishna. But someone who's chanting, just like a kinchana, I think a kinchana means that we are materially exhausted. We don't have any hope, any faith in material life anymore. We're completely exhausted. If we chant in that mood, that yes, Krishna, you're my only hope, that longing for his company, then we will be able to feel his presence, and that will take away the deep felt loneliness, the deep soul loneliness that people feel. Nothing can give them relief. They try desperately. But only the presence, to feel the presence of this supreme friend, eternal, intimate friend, Krishna, can give us relief. So, of course, perhaps in the beginning, not perhaps, it's a fact that in the beginning we may chant and we don't feel that. Chanting, maybe we have no taste for the chanting. Even Lord Chaitanya, who comes as a devotee, he plays the part of a devotee actually in the mood of Radharani, the greatest devotee. He takes on her complexion golden and her mood. So this is how he's feeling, that he is he doesn't have any qualifications. He has no love. He doesn't have, just like he says, I have not even a mustard seed of love. Bhakti really means that. It's inconceivable. But he's in the mood of Radharani, and therefore feeling that he has no love for Krishna, no love for the names, the holy names of Krishna. So this is the mood of Chaitanya, inconceivable. Therefore he's teaching us. This Siksastakam, Shiksha means instruction. So these verses are an instruction how we are going to need to progress on the spiritual path, what feelings and moods we need to cultivate in order to awaken this divine love in our hearts, this priceless jewel. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, by hearing carefully from me with your mind and heart, fully attached to me, you will experience divine communion in my shelter and be entirely freed from all misgivings and doubts. So this is a very powerful verse. Krishna says, by hearing carefully from me. So when we chant, we should try to chant attentively. That is, of course, one of the offenses against the holy name, is not to chant attentively. So to listen to every syllable. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's it. We need to chant attentively. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, by hearing carefully from me with your mind and heart fully attached to me. So this is the standard we need to reach, where we are fully attached, both in mind and heart, to Krishna. Fully attached. So to have a mind that is fully attached to Krishna, a mind that is not thinking or absorbed in any other thoughts except the name, form, qualities and pastimes of Krishna. Fully absorbed, fully attached in mind and heart. And of course heart is bhav, transcendental emotion, when that stage will come, that we will actually be chanting with feeling. Just like Lord Chaitanya, he's chanting, we hear, he takes his devotees, Navadweep, and he chants with great love. And that sound vibration is so powerful. We read in Chaitanya Charitamrita when he goes in the Jharkhand forest with his devotee Balabhadra Prabhu, he begins to chant Hare Krishna in the forest, and that sound vibration is so pure and beautiful, so much full of love, that it causes the animals and to begin to chant and dance as well. So this is the effect of the pure sound vibration of the holy name. So of course when we hear from Guru, Sri Guru, the Uttama Adhikari, Mahabhagavat Guru, that sound vibration is pure and full of love, full of bhakti. And then just as Lord Chaitanya changes hearts, so the Guru, the pure devotee, can change hearts. He will change hearts, no doubt, he will. Of course, it may happen in different degrees at different times for different devotees, depending on their sukriti, their spiritual credits, their qualification. But as long as we associate with him, we will change, our hearts will change. We just have to stay in the fire of devotion, as it is said. So these are a few points which I wanted to share with you. And just like my guru also used to like to quote the Chinese Book of Changes, the I Ching. One of the readings is perseverance furthers. So this is what Krishna wants from us, that we be steady in our devotional practices, our hearing, our chanting and so forth. Steady, not that one day we do big service, big marathon of service, and then for 6 months we lie on the bed, don't do nothing. No, he wants that we do steady service. It can be simple, humble service, and that way we make progress, this kind of steady, because it proves that we are sincere. If we maintain our devotional effort, that indicates to Krishna that we are trying, we are sincere, we have a sustained effort, not a short burst of energy and then collapse, no, sustained effort in a small, humble way, because actually it's the humility that attracts Krishna. Srila Narayana Raja said like that, the only thing that attracts Krishna's attention and mercy is our humility. And of course in the conditioned state, that's the last thing we have is humility. Rather we're feeling very proud, we feel we are very qualified, we feel we are the Lord of all we survey, and that everything's meant for our pleasure. Like that, we are the master and everyone should serve us, and I am in control. This is the material insanity, as Prabhupada said. Everyone in the material world is a lunatic, they're insane, like that. So humility is a long way away from such souls like myself. This mad, insane, false pride. But Krishna and his pure devotees are very understanding and very expert in bringing us to sanity. And of course that means becoming humble, realizing, just like Sridhar Maharaj says, I should think like this, that I am low, I am undone, and I'm the most helpless. He uses those 3 words, which I quite often think about. I'm low. That means I'm no big deal. I'm very, as my Guruji said, the jiva, the individual soul, the tiny soul, he is so insignificant in this vast, unlimited creation. My Guruji says, he's the closest thing to zero. So how can I be feeling very proud and superior when I'm the closest thing to zero? So that is sanity, to have that conception. So we need to come to that point of sanity in order to find some peace and tranquility and normality in our lives, and joy, which comes from understanding Jivera Surupoy Nitya Krishna Das. I am the eternal servant of Krishna. Krishna Tatasta Shakti Beda Beda Prakash. I'm the marginal energy of Krishna, inconceivably one and different. So this is reality, this is sanity. And who's going to bring us to sanity? No psychologist or psychiatrist or no pill will do the trick. We need the inconceivable, unconditional mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Who else can help us like this in our helpless position? Because as Sridhar Maharaj said, we should feel that we are the most helpless. I'm helpless. I'm in this ocean of birth and death. My God, how can things be any worse? So they come to us and they say, follow me. We'll take you out of this ocean and we'll fulfill your heart's desire. This is the beautiful verse, we say to the devotee. Panchakalpadrubhyascha kripasandamyevacha patitanam pavanibhyo vaishnavyo namo namaha. Offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and are full of compassion upon the fallen souls. So this is the nature of the sadhu. He's so compassionate. And not only compassionate, but he's qualified. It's one thing being compassionate, feeling like you want to help people. But if you don't have the qualification to help, how's that going to change anything? So you need to be compassionate plus qualified. And they are both. They can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees. So fortunate we are to have come in contact with these great souls like Srila Maharaj, Bhakti Vijay Tirtha Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Narayan Maharaj. These are Uttama Adhikaris, first class, topmost devotees, who can fulfill the desires of everyone. So provided we try to dedicate ourselves, devotion means to become single-minded, one-pointed, not that I'm got lots of other things on the go besides bhakti. No, that's mixed devotion. We need to get convinced that I need to give all my time and energy to bhakti, all my time and energy, not 99%, but all 100%. Atma Nivedanam, surrender. 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, enlightenment through self-surrender. So to be aware and honest about our shortcomings, that's necessary, but not to be discouraged, because yes, it is about Krishna's mercy, as we say, and we hear that he's very compassionate. His pure devotees are even more compassionate. How about that? So to try to dedicate ourselves to following their instructions, trying to please them, in a humble mood like that, and being very respectful of all living beings, being kind and gentle in our ways, pleasant in our speaking. So many guidelines are there. Don't criticize, don't complain. Many things are there to help us know how to please our superiors and get their mercy. They are not sitting idly, as Srila Maharaj says. They're aware, they're conscious, they know what's going on. Krishna himself says, I'm in your heart, I know what's going on, I'm aware of what's happening in your consciousness. So to seek them out and to give our best to them like that, this is needed. Gaur Haribol, Gaur Haribol. Till the next time, Hare Krishna.